This is a Windows Phone 7 game review of Pairanoia, which is available in the marketplace ad-supported for free or for $1.29. So this game is a sort of puzzle logic game, and I've never seen it before, and it's actually pretty cool. So you can play against a computer here and select between 3 different difficulties and then a number of different board sizes. And one thing that I thought at first was weird was sometimes the first player will actually get a go the last time too, so he gets one extra move, which I thought was unfair. But that actually depends on which board you have selected. So it actually has some good variety there, and it doesn't become too it's not always fixed in that the person that goes first will win. So that actually plays out pretty well. And what you do in this game is you have to try to create pairs where you can match shapes with the same shape there, or they can be matched with the same color, but if they have the same shape and color, then they can't be matched. So, don't really have anything here. I could show it here. Okay, so if I try to match this one here, it won't let me because I'm trying to match orange gear with another orange gear right there. So that doesn't work. So at any time you can actually rearrange objects on the board as long as you're not breaking any pairs. So you can actually use that to your advantage, even though the computer never really does use that. So that's one advantage you have, and you can typically win games if you try to actually use that. So here, we'll just have to create that there. So you just keep on playing the game until you run out of tiles, and it tracks your tiles there. We have 20 left. And now we have 16 left since he used those. So you just keep on playing till you complete that. And your score, it is dependent on the matches you make. If you just match 2 tiles, you get 1 extra. If you match up 3 tiles, like if I placed 1, let's see. I don't think I can match 3 right now. But it all depends on how many you actually match. So here we go. If we match 1 there, and then if we match these here, we're actually matching a pair of 3. So then we'll get +2. There we go. And then, once again, probably out of moves here. So overall, it actually is pretty fun to play. And once you get into it, it becomes a lot more challenging, and you can use some logic to try to defeat your enemy and make sure you're placing things so that he can't place things. And back in the main menu, you can actually play against your friends if you want, locally, just by passing it off. And it plays the same style, and then you just pass off players there. And then you also have completely single player mode, where you just play by yourself and try to create as many pairs as possible to try to get as high of a score as possible. So the game does have leaderboards, but one annoying thing is to get into the leaderboards, you actually have to be in an active game. So you'd have to create a game and then click the leaderboards icon. So that's a little weird. And the menu can be really confusing because there's no text labels on anything, and the icons aren't that self-explanatory. So that is a little annoying. But you can submit yourself to the leaderboards here, and this actually takes you straight to the single player leaderboards. And there's separate leaderboards for every single game style, and they just keep on scrolling there, so it can be tough. Well, actually it tells you your rank there, so that's nice. So the leaderboards are pretty good, and they say that entries may be removed after a month, so it's monthly leaderboards, which is pretty good because you can actually get yourself pretty high up there. And so all the leaderboards are separate for playing against the computer or single player, and then they're separated depending on the level there too, the size of the game. And your rank is also calculated pretty accurately too. It depends on how many times you played and all these other things. So overall, it does a really good job, and the game is really snappy, pretty well designed. It'd be nice if the background actually moved while you're moving around, because otherwise you don't really know where the actual grid is or anything. but you don't really need that since you can only build things off your existing squares, so it's not really that important. You just simply don't know how big the grid is, though. I guess it doesn't really actually have a size, it keeps on growing, so that doesn't really matter, but it could help if the background actually panned around with your actual pieces. Nevertheless, it's a pretty cool game, and if you've never played it before, it takes a little while to learn, and you definitely have to read the help to start to learn how to play the game, and that'll actually tell you what the icons do. So it's not too self-explanatory, but it's actually pretty neat once you get into it, and you can check it out in the marketplace for free or for $1.29, and it's called Pairanoia.